Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Debbie Pixton with the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm interviewing Carrie Wakinekona, Director of Quality Assurance and Training at Nemacolin Woodlands Resort. Thank you for joining us, Carrie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Carrie, tell me about Nemacolin and your role there. What do you do as Director of Quality Assurance and Training?
So right now we're focusing on training of new associates. We're focusing on developing associates here that would like to continue to grow in their career. And being a resort of 2,000 acres, we have a whole city of different people doing different positions here. So I'm traveling about on property quite a bit, working with different directors and departments on what they do each day. And we're even focusing on, safety, a high amount of safety training right now.
How did you end up as the Director of Quality Assurance and Training? What was your path like?
So I started out of high school. I chose IUP for hospitality management. I had a friend that I met in high school, and she went down that path, and it sounded like something that would really fit my desire to serve others and to make other people happy. And right out of school, I actually took a position with Haas's Steak and Sea House. So you might be familiar with them as just kind of a casual restaurant. A year later, I was a general manager at a small Italian restaurant. And then I moved up to a restaurant in Pittsburgh that was chef-driven, so more fine dining, and really got that hook on the restaurant feeling, but knew that there was something more that I could do. My husband and I were relocated to Erie, Pennsylvania. So we moved to Erie, and Erie is a very large area for tourism. And I found a position with Scott Enterprises, and they operate Splash Lagoon Indoor Water Park and Peak and Peak Ski Resort. So I was able to kind of move up through the ranks with my 10 years with that company. What I really liked about it is that it's privately owned. So it's owned by a father and two sons. And so there was lots of opportunities for change. Every day was different. We were adding new attractions, buying new things, a really young workforce at the water park, and then a really diverse workforce at the ski resort. And then my husband was relocated to this area here near Nemacolin Woodlands Resort. And so just happened across a reservations manager position here. So I worked in the phones, kind of the back office of the resort, and really just was passionate about getting back into the operations side. So when a training position opened up, I said, that's me. I get to go out and help our new associates learn what they need to do. I get to develop people. And because I came from that food and beverage and operations type background, I felt that I had something unique to offer to our new associates here on the resort.
What do you love about what you're doing now?
I do. I feel like interacting with the associates and having an understanding of what a day in their life looks like really helps us to connect, lets them kind of open up to what they need, what they want to do. I think those connections are so important. So maybe I'm not interacting with guests as often in the position I'm in right now, but the connections with the people who work here still kind of fill that bucket for me that I really enjoy. And I'm telling you, people leave Nemacolin and go work all over the world. In my 2 years that I've been here, I probably know someone in 40 states at this point. People leave here and go work in a number of other culinary spas, hotels, resorts all over the world. It's really helps to network and to grow your network to know all those people too. So it's enriching. It definitely is.
What kind of skills make you particularly good at your job?
Well, I definitely think connecting with people, like I had said. I think that I'm good to break things down for someone and to be able to explain how to go through a process to do something and why we do what we do. I think to be able to take the time whenever needed to stop what I'm doing and to give my full attention to any associate that would need assistance, really important. And I just love learning myself. Anyone in a training position, I think, wants to understand they don't know everything. They want to keep growing themselves, learning things, getting exposed to things. If my husband and I go on a vacation, I'm sitting there going, I wonder how they do that. And how do they clean the room so quickly? And how do they get everybody off the cruise ship all at one time? And, I love kind of working out how the operations work. He can't stand that part of it, but I enjoy it.
Carrie, if I'm a high school student and I'm thinking about a career in hospitality and tourism, What kinds of things can I do to prepare myself, either in my coursework, academically, or in my extracurricular activities?
Sure. I think anyone in hospitality we're interviewing, we're looking for what I call grit. So I'm looking for ways to understand that the person has perseverance, that they're not going to just shut down if something difficult or hard comes their way. And I'm looking for someone who's a problem solver. So I want to see things on their resume or their work experience, or maybe even, like you said, extracurricular activities where they've had to put those things into play. Because every day here, we have to think on our feet. We have to be able to react. And if we let one angry guest ruin our whole day, we can't do our jobs well. So I look for that grit aspect. Anyone that has had a role where they're able to apply that and understand that. But I think also with hospitality, it's important to understand, there are long, hard hours, and there are times we have to maybe give up a Saturday and things of that nature. And so we want to make sure that that fits the lifestyle of the person applying to work here, that they're not going to be miserable because that is what comes along with hospitality. So I think that flexibility and that want to, kind of show what you can do to someone else, and that grittiness is really, really important.
Carrie, is there any danger in being pigeonholed in hospitality? Would you have any advice for folks that might want to aren't sure maybe about doing restaurants versus hotels versus other options?
I think that's important to have a diverse experience. So you want to make sure that if you start in restaurants, that you don't continue to go from restaurant to restaurant in your career, but you also expand. Maybe you go into a restaurant at a resort or something where you can develop some different experiences. But I had that issue where I was trying to change roles, and I was having difficulties getting people to look at my resume because I had just been doing restaurants. So I would definitely look at a company that's diverse. I would look at opportunities that are diverse and make sure that you're not just a single experience, that you have those multiple experiences to offer to an employer. Really important, like cross-training and being able to be extra valuable to that employer by having those experiences.
So thinking again of students who are still in high school, what kinds of questions should they ask themselves if they think that hospitality and tourism might be a good fit for their career path?
Well, I think that, I mentioned the holidays and weekends and those kind of things. I think that's important. How important is it to you that you're with your family for every holiday, or that it's a certain time or whatever it might be? Because we're always going to have to flex. I also think that asking more questions about understanding if the position has a career path. So whatever position you're getting into, is there a career path to grow? So there are positions where you just make a whole lot of money in tips, but you might never actually have an opportunity to grow in that role. So we want to make sure that if you're someone who doesn't want to stay in that role very long, you understand what the career path is as you enter a company.
What's one piece of advice you would offer our students considering hospitality and tourism?
Putting the guests first is always going to be where we need to go. We have to take care of our guests. We have to take care of our associates. And so I really feel like it has to be in your heart. So if you have that heart for hospitality, for helping others, for going above and beyond, that is the key. And it can make you very, very happy and fulfilled to be in hospitality if that fills your bucket. So make sure you understand what fills your bucket before you enter a industry that is absolutely required every day. And then there's just different levels of service. So I wanted to continue to deliver excellent service. And so I was looking for a property that drives every associate to the highest level of service. So just to understand, what you are looking for and something you can be proud of, make sure that that's what you choose in your hospitality path.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and experience with us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Debbie. It was great being with you.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!